Alright, John Oakes here with Hankster's Hot Rods here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania location. And today we are going to be going over this car sitting beside me right here, 1968 Plymouth GTX. Now this car here, real nice paint on this thing. This is all silver, as you can see. It's got the matte black hood on it too. This is a fiberglass hood with the dual scoops with the 440 emblems inside of those scoops. Now that 440 does signify what actually is underneath the hood. As a matter of fact, this is the numbers matching 440 cubic inch Mopar engine for this car. Now as you can see, again, as I said, silver exterior. It's got the top of the fender mount turn signals here on it. Those are functional. All of the bright work, the bumpers, front and rear, your wheel lip moldings here, all of your lower body moldings, all of your drip rail moldings, everything, all of that trim work, all in really nice condition on this car. Nice and straight, polished out, very nice. And again, it sets the car off, being that it has all of the trim on it. Now again, our car has just the driver's side mirror over here, the chrome finish on it, really good condition. Glass in there, same thing, really nice condition. You can see all of the gaps and body fitment on this car, panel fitment and alignment. Gaps on the front side of the door as well as the back side, real nice and tight gaps. Again, all of your body lines match up too in this car. And when looking at it down the side of the car, everything's nice and straight down the side. Now, we will open up our door. We'll take a look at the interior. You can see it's got the full black vinyl interior. Does have some of the wood grain trim on, say, the door panels, the rear panels in the back, and even some up on your dash there. The dash itself, the pad, in great shape. There's no cracks or rips in that. Factory gauges there. It does have a couple, looks like one aftermarket gauge down below the dash. You got your steering wheel there, factory steering wheel, the 4-speed floor shifter there, factory heat and air controls there too, and then of course you've got the radio up there, factory radio. This does have all the seat belts, front and rear, front bucket seats, as you can see, the black vinyl interior, all in great shape on this car. All of your weather stripping here and seals as they come up around the window here and down the sides, all of that is in really good shape on this car. As far as the glass goes, the glass is in really good shape too. There's no chips or cracks in the glass. You see your vent window, the driver's side window, your rear quarter window. All of those work too, up and down very well. Like I said, no chips or cracks. All of your moldings all in good shape. Now again, as I always mention with these cars, I always like to feel up here in the rain gutter to see if there's any rough spots. And this car is nice and smooth through that rain gutter. So again, nice finish on this car as far as body work and paint. As we come back, you'll notice that it's got those black stripes down the side of the car, the GTX emblems there, just on the front side of the quarter panel. We'll come around the back here. We'll go over the wheels and tires as we get to the other side. But as we come around the back, you can see the trunk fitment on this car. Real nice gaps the whole way around. Elevations with the quarter panels are really nice. As far as your rear window, you've got that nice curved rear glass here on this. You got the molding here, the bright work. That all looks very well too. As far as the actual tail section of the car, you can see it's got the Plymouth badging back here and that cladding on the trunk lid there itself for the GTX. You can see tail light lenses, those are in good shape. The bezels are in really good shape too, along with that rear bumper. The chrome on that is real nice as well. Let's go ahead and open our trunk lid up. So let's get our key, make sure we get it the right way. There we go. So first off, the key works, the lock works, the latch works, all of that functions well. As far as your trunk itself, you can see the floor here, all nice and solid. All drain plugs are inserted too where they should be. All of your weather stripping and seals around the trunk are in good shape, nice and soft the whole way around, meet right together here in the center. The trunk lid itself has got the little rubber bump stops up here too. As you close it, that's what helps it keep where it needs to be position wise as far as your elevations there. And again, like I said, trunk floor just in great shape on this car. Even the trunk light inside works. So we'll close that up. Okay, that closes nice and easy. Now we'll walk around the passenger side. Again, nice straight panels the whole way down the side. As we get up here, we'll talk about wheels and tires. Now, obviously, as you can see, we've got the factory 15-inch stock rally wheels. These are steel wheels. They've got the beauty rings and the correct center caps. And as far as the tires go, BF Goodrich Radial TA tires. Real popular tire with all the street rod, hot rod, muscle car guys. Again, these are brand new tires. 245/60 R15s are the size on those. Again, in perfect condition. Now again, over here on our passenger side, you've got the glass here. Glass is in great shape. Again, no chips or cracks on that. Even the vent window and the quarter windows look good. You can see your gaps here on the passenger side door now. Again, very uniform, the matching stripes and GTX badging. Even your door handles, the bright work there, the chrome, that's in really nice shape on this car. We'll open this door up and we'll take a peek now from the passenger side. As you'll notice, from the passenger side, all of your seat upholstery, that's in great shape. There's no rips or tears there. Your carpeting, no rips, tears. Doesn't even look like there's much fading, if any, in here as far as the carpeting goes. Headliner's in great shape on the car too. Like I said, door panels and the rear panels in the back, those all look good. And once again, all seat belts are there. So we close that door up, and now we'll walk our way around to the front of the car. Now again, when we get up here, this is just going to be your typical front grille area here for your GTX. You see your grille here. This is in great shape. There's no places where there's any cracks or breaks in anything. The grille is all intact and looks good. Of course, you've got the GTX badging right in the center. Nice chrome front bumper. You've got your amber lenses down below for your parking lamps. Those are in great shape. Headlights, you've got your low beams and high beams, all just your regular sealed beam unit, glass lenses, no chips or cracks anywhere there. Of course, you've got your Plymouth badging here on the front of your fiberglass hood. As I had mentioned earlier, it does have the fiberglass hood with the dual scoops. The 440 badging is inside of these scoops. As we come back here and look at our front windshield here, again, the glass in there is great shape. Again, slightly tinted at the top there, and no chips, cracks, anything like that. All of your molding, your bright work, that's in great shape. Nice set of windshield wipers there too for the classic look. Now, as far as the hood goes on this car, it does have a hood release inside. So we're going to go ahead and pull that next. And that way we can go ahead and talk about what we have for the motor and the rest of the drive line here. So let's get this up in the air. All right, so the underside of our hood, again, this has the steel underliner here. So again, this is going to be, it's all fused here. So again, nice sturdy hood for this car. Of course, the inner side here of the engine compartment, all done the same color as the exterior of the car, which would be correct for your Mopar enthusiasts out there. The same color as far as the inner fenders, the cowl, and so forth as what the rest of the car was. Now, as far as the engine goes, I've already mentioned this is the original numbers match motor for this car. Numbers have been confirmed on the block of the car here. So again, we know that that is the case with this. You can see up on top, it is an Edelbrock air cleaner along with Edelbrock 4-barrel carburetor on top. Of course, it's got the Mopar intake there also. That looks to be an aluminum intake. Got a nice set of chrome valve covers with the Edelbrock breathers in it as well. As far as the ignition system on this 440 cubic inch Mopar engine, looks like it's got the stock style of distributor in it. Looks like it's got an upgraded set of plug wires. Let's just take a quick peek here. These are the Accel super stock wires, and these are 8mm plug wires here. So again, that's going to help deliver a little bit better spark to this engine. Of course, the upgraded carburetor and intake is going to deliver a little better fuel. You do have an external coil over there too, mounted on the inner fender there as well. Stock style radiator. It does have the chrome shroud there. Also looks to be a, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly a 6, maybe 5 blade fan there. Looks like an aluminum fan too. So those blades will probably straighten out a little bit as you're running the car and create a little less resistance for you there. Again, as far as steering and brakes on this car, it is a manual brake, manual steering car, but the car steers actually really well without having that power assist. And as far as the brakes go, it still stops really good with the 4-wheel drum brakes that's on it. As far as the exhaust system on this car, it is a long tube header that's on here into 3-inch exhaust all the way back to the mufflers, and then it tapers down to a 2.5-inch tailpipe. All of that we will show you more up close and more in depth when we get to the underside video. As far as the rest of the driveline on this car, behind this 440 Mopar engine, we do have the A833 4-speed manual transmission. And then for the rear end, it's the Mopar 8 3/4. It's got the shore grip unit in it, 410 gear ratio back there. So that's going to get this car up and moving very, very quickly. And again, this motor's got lots of power. So with that said, we've been all around the outside now, inside the car, under the hood. We're now going to put this up on our lift, go through the underside with you, and then finally we'll fire this motor up. That way you get to hear what that engine sounds with the exhaust system that's on it. Alright, so we are now underneath our 1968 Plymouth GTX. So we're going to go through the complete underside just as we always do with all of our cars, starting from the front, working our way to the back, going over all of the steering, the suspension, the frame, brakes, floors, exhaust, and the entire drive line on the car, just so you know exactly what it is that we have underneath here. So starting at the front, we'll go over the front suspension. So with the front, we're going to start with our stock K-member underneath here. K-member's in really good shape. That is the cradle here that basically all of your suspension bolts to. So again, it looks nice and straight and in good condition. As far as your suspension, your upper and lower control arms on this car are going to be the factory stock components for this vehicle. It is the torsion bar front suspension, just as a lot of your Mopars are. It's got the strut rods also on it too, to keep everything all in line. And then as far as the rest goes, we do have this sway bar up front, the sway bar bushings at both the frame and the sway bar end links. Those are all in really good condition on this car. Now the steering, it is a manual steering car. A lot of the Mopars were. Your steering, your tie rods here, ball joints on all 4 corners of those. Those are still in really good shape too. The rubber dust boot covers all intact on it, and you can tell everything's been greased and maintained as it should have been. Now as far as the rest of what we have up front here, brakes. It is a manual brake car too. It is 4-wheel drum brakes, but it still stops very well for a Mopar. As far as the drive line, let's go over that next. We've got a numbers matching 440 cubic inch Mopar engine here as far as the power plant. Numbers matching, the numbers are found on the block and they were verified. Now as far as the transmission, this is the A833 transmission, 4-speed manual Mopar transmission. Has the flywheel cover on it here too to protect that flywheel from any dirt and debris getting in there and possibly chipping it too. As far as the transmission and the engine, when I'm looking at the oil pan, everything on this thing looks nice and dry underneath here, free from any leaks or drips. Even your seal here at the tail shaft where your drive shaft fits into, that is all dry as well. Of course, as I just said, next we have the drive shaft. It is a balanced unit that's going to help eliminate a lot of the vibrations in your drive line. And then back here at the rear, this is the Mopar 8 3/4 inch rear. It's got the shore grip unit in it, and it's the 410 gear ratio back here. Now, as far as brakes on the back end, I've already mentioned all 4-wheel drum brakes, but again, everything stops real nice. As far as the rear suspension goes, got a kind of a whatever you want to call it here, a bunch of different things here, but we're going to go over each one. As far as the shocks go, it's got a set of Rancho shocks on this rear end. Now they are adjustable though. You've got this cap down here at the bottom here. It's a dial. You can actually dial in your compression on those shocks. As far as out at the ends here, leaf springs. And then again, you've got the Caltrac bars back here too that are adjustable also. So that's your suspension in all front and rear. Now as far as the frame goes, we've already gone over the K-member up front, nice and straight there. The frame sections on this car are also nice and square, good and straight all the way back. It even has a set of welded in subframe connectors here. So that's going to stiffen this car up considerably underneath here. As far as the floors go, the floors look to be in really good shape on this car. I don't see any patching, no holes, nothing. You can see all of the stamping lines in all of your floor pans. All of the bracing is all here. We've also got a drive shaft loop down here too to help protect you as far as that drive shaft possibly coming out if it ever would. It's not going to flop around. It's not going to hit the ground. Not going to hit the tunnel in the car. It's going to stay put right where it's at. Of course, you see the exhaust system on this car. You've got dual exhaust. These are dual long tube headers. We've got 3-inch exhaust as it comes back here. Till you get to the mufflers, you can see these are a real short box style muffler here, baffles inside, and then it tapers down to 2.5-inch tailpipes that exit right out the rear of the car, right underneath the rear bumper. Fuel tank back here looks to be in great condition too, no dents or dings. The straps and all the mounting hardware, those are all in good shape. Emergency brake, that's all hooked up underneath here. Fuel lines and brake lines all run nicely underneath the car too. And that is pretty much about all we have for underneath here.